Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to our global audience. Welcome to the Day 2 IIT 2020 Global Mega Event. I'm Witty Bindra, Conference Co-Chair, IIT 2020 Global Event. We are living in an extremely exciting times in terms of science and technology. Things that have always been considered science fiction are becoming normal day-to-day components of our lives. And while we have been seeing invention after breakthrough over and over in the last couple of decades, the next decade is going to blow everything else out of the water. Most tech nerds knows about Moore's law from 1995. The number of transistors we are able to cheaply put in the computer chips doubles every year, thereby doubling the speed. However, most people don't know that Moore himself came out and said his law will most likely fail in 2020, where the number of transistors we can put on the chips will be limited by the law of physics. Does this mean the exponential rise in computer processing speed will come to an halt in the next decade? Not a chance. The technology will replace this with a bottom-up approach where chips will be assembled using individual atoms or molecules, a type of nanotechnology which Arvind Krishna, CEO of IBM, touched on his yesterday's address. There are tons of different fuels types for the automobiles for tomorrow, but the only kind that seems to have any realistic chance of actually being used by the masses in the next decade is electric. We still can't figure out how to make hydrogen cell, a fuel cell efficient, safe, and practical. But we saw yesterday in the IIT startup spotlight, some of the entrepreneurs are already working on it. Solar energy will soon leave fossil fuels and insufficient wind farms in the dust. According to some energy experts, the cost per watt of solar energy is coming down rapidly, and the total amount of solar energy is growing exponentially. In fact, it has been doubling every 2 years for the last 20 years. So soon we'll be able to meet all the world's energy needs. You will hear from the energy experts in the Sustainability of Energy panel later today. Dr. Vivek Murthy, a household name as of today, shared his thoughts on the COVID-19 pandemic yesterday in his keynote speech. Nanotechnology is revolutionizing the health world. The awesome combination of a higher understanding of how DNA works and the ability to create very small cellular parts is painting a very bright future for medicine. While we still can't cure the common cold, but custom made organs are just around the corner. The first decade of the 21st century has been a remarkable time for the innovation in robotics. While we are still away from having bots helping around the house or doing our construction work, big strides have been made toward that future. Young creatives are designing tech tools to train, educate, connect activists around the world. They are pioneering whole new ways to engage in civil expressions and storytelling using data, graphics, and video to build whole new form of civic engagements and political communication. We have our first keynote address by Honorable Minister of Railways, Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Government of India, Mr. Piyush Goyal. Finally, very interesting fact, nanotechnology in clothing, nanofibers will make garments tremendously more comfortable and durable. By this process, the textile products can be made more attractive, strong, and responsive to customer choice. Fiber-based nano generators will build up electrical energy in clothing from physical movement, ultrasonic waves, and even blood flow. If you can combine many of these fibers in double or triple layers in clothing, we can provide a flexible, foldable, and wearable power source that, for example, would allow people to generate their own electric current. Can you even imagine? Some of our startups are working on these things for the last few years now, and you will see the result very soon. So, my friends, future is now. Today, we have amazing panels lined up on healthcare, space, education, entrepreneurship, quantum revolution, and sustainability of energy supply. As Sandesh Srinivasan, President PanIIT USA on and from my alma mater, IIT Delhi, yesterday said, fasten your seatbelts, enjoy the ride. Now I have an honor and privilege to invite Sanjiv Goyal, Conference Chair, IIT 2020, to come and share his thoughts with the audience. Thank you.
Thank you, Witty. You are phenomenal. We had a phenomenal day. Today is the second day of the summit. I'm so excited and thrilled to serve our IIT community, the community I love so much, and such a meaningful way. Our global summit is true testament what humanity can really do if we join hands and think co-inventing the future. I designed Asia's first vehicle location system way back in 96, 97. I grew up in a small town of Meerut, but I have never imagined what we have made possible today. We have created a movement, IIT 2020. Yes, it is a movement. It's first time we are able to bring our young alumni to come and work with us, collaborate with us. We have 7+ e-cells in IITs working with us today. It was an overwhelming moment. We just closed our global segment. Witty, you, me, our team has inspired so many youngsters. I can't tell you. I'm not lying. I was cheering when we closed the global panel today. What do we really stand for? What is the challenge we have? So globalization and increased economic interdependence of the world's greatest nation are here to stay. I have unwavering conviction that United States and India, our ties will continue to grow. We will build better bridges. We will have more bilateral treaties. So entrepreneurs, investors can thrive. We want to build a system where both countries work together and create a better world for all of us. And 50,000 IITians, yes, 50,000 IITians in America will take a lead and work with anybody who wants to foster entrepreneurship and innovation. I have so many things I want to say, but we don't have enough time. I will pass it to our program chair, Ron. He's going to share with you what we have stored for us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjiv.
Thank you, Sanjiv. I'm going to talk about the program. Before I do that, I would like to invite Sundhi Srinivasan, the president of PanIIT, to say a few words about what he saw yesterday and what to expect today, and then I will begin with the program statement. Sundhi?
Ron, very kind of you. Thank you very much. Very quickly, I just want to say thank you to all you, should I say, delegates or attendees out there for having engaged with us for a full day and even more. It was pretty much going on all into the night, and even at wee hours of the morning, we had a lot of people attending. So thank you to all the attendees and all the delegates. I am using the word delegates. I think all of you are excited for the program to start, so I won't take too much time. I think Witty has summarized extensively with a lot of research the exciting plan that you have for today. You've seen the passion exhibited by Sanjiv Goyal. So a little personal story, and Sanjiv may never forgive me for sharing this, but let me tell all of you out there, the thousands and thousands of people, he called me early this morning and he was actually crying, okay? That's the amount of passion this guy exhibits and the love he has for all of you guys. And Witty, of course, what can I say? You know, Witty is the face of IIT and will continue to be that for generations. So with that, nothing much more other than a shout out to Ron. This incredible program that you see, all conceived, the vision, the putting it together, the talking to the speakers, getting all of this program put in, the man of content, the contented man, Ron Gupta.
Thank you, sir.
And the architect.
Yes, sir. Very contented. I wake up this morning and pick up my Washington Post, and it says, coronavirus finds foothold on ice. that there are people who were playing ice hockey in Manchester, New Hampshire, and they got coronavirus because of playing with a positive individual. So this terrible pandemic is way beyond our imagination. Now, we had a fantastic program yesterday. The Honorable Prime Minister, who implored us as the sons and daughters of India, I'd like to take that step further as we're having more and more generations come down. We'll say sons and daughters of sons and daughters of sons and daughters of India. He gave us a great talk about Vaibhav, the technology-based conference that he inaugurated on October 2. I'm not going to go over all the programs that we did yesterday. Many of you saw those, and Witty has given a brief synopsis on those. But I'd like to talk briefly about the programs you will see today. The first one, going to start in a couple of minutes, is by Minister of Commerce and Railways of India, Mr. Piyush Goyal, followed by former Prime Minister of Australia, Kevin Rudd, who was just yesterday appointed as president of the entire Asia Society worldwide. It'll be followed by an exciting panel of 3 individuals sponsored by NTT DC and moderated by Vaibhav Goyal or Vab Goyal, person from Muzaffarnagar, close to Meerut, where Sanjiv is from. Then we end the keynote panel with a discussion with Jyoti Bansal, a young startup successful individual. We have a number of other panels and discussions. We'll not go into details, but quickly, after the keynotes, we have 3 parallel panels. One on health, one on education. You'll see 8 of the IIT directors there, and a very important one on space, on technology. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. The 3 panels, the first one is on healthcare. The second one, a very exciting one, is on space exploration and cooperation between India and the US. Then there is a directors panel, then keynotes by Nikesh Arora and Deshpande, followed by 3 other panels, very important. One on food, the other on what everybody is talking about, the second quantum revolution, and third on sustainability of energy supply. And then we'll end our session with a keynote by a fantastic lady from Australia, Veena Sahajwala, who's going to speak about green steel. At this time, let me invite Witty Bindra to introduce and conduct a session with our honorary minister, Witty.
Sorry. Yeah, thank you, Ron. Thank you very much for the complete landscape you have shown to the world. Now the time has come for the global audience to sit and watch our next keynote speaker. I think he doesn't need any introduction, but again, I'm honored and privileged to present the Honorable Minister of Railways, Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Government of India, joining from New Delhi, India, Mr. Piyush Goyal. He is the Deputy Leader of the Rajya Sabha. He was earlier the Minister of Railways and Coal from 2017 to 19. He has also had additional charge of Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs twice in 2018 and 19, Earlier, he was the Minister of State, independent charge of power, coal, new and renewable energies by 2014 and 17, and mines 2016 and 17. Mr. Goyal tenure has seen Indian Railways achieve its best ever safety record in 2018 and 19. Mr. Goyal oversaw the launch of the first indigenous semi-high speed train, Vande Bharat Express, from Delhi, my hometown, to Varanasi. The power, coal, and the new renewable energy ministry under him, led transformational changes in India's power sector, including the fast tracking of electrification of the nearly 18,000 unelectrified villages, the rollout of the most comprehensive power sector reform ever, UDHE, the success of the world's largest LED bulb distribution program, Ujala, for energy efficiency. He also received the 4th annual Carnot Prize in 2018, recognizing the path-breaking transformation in India's energy sector. Mr. Goyal has had a brilliant academic record. All India's second rank holder, chartered accountant, and second rank holder in law from Mumbai University. He served on the board of India's largest commercial banks, the State Bank of India and Bank of Baroda. He is married to Seema, an active social worker, and has 2 children, Dhruv and Radhika, who has both graduated from Harvard University in the US. So, Honorable Minister, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's indeed a delight to participate in this IIT 2020 Global Summit. I'm grateful that Mr. Kevin Rudd, the former Prime Minister of Australia, has joined this interaction. I'm also grateful to Mr. Jyoti Bansal, the CEO and co-founder of Harness, for inviting me in this engagement. And I wish all the participants of this global summit a very, very warm and confident future. I think you have rightly said the future is now. And if we are looking at global harmony, all of us in different parts of the countries of the world will have to come together. In fact, Australia and India, along with Japan, are engaged in a very, very innovative initiative towards resilient global supply chains. And I do believe that engagements such as today's, where brothers and sisters from the Indian community from around the world and America are getting together to engage in a dialogue to see how you can contribute to the changing future in the world that we see today. A very warm namaste to all of you, and really a delight to be addressing this event. In fact, it reminds me of the power of youth and the power of change. And our IIT friends are symbolic of both youthful energy and change. And I'm glad that the young minds of today are taking charge of our tomorrow. They are working to create opportunities, working to find solutions that the world is grappling with today. And for that matter, IIT itself is an embodiment of excellence. Each one of you has gone through the rigor of the training that you have received in our IITs and the rich education that you have all gained in our IIT, I'm sure is holding you in good stead as you serve different corporations, as you become entrepreneurs, both in India and internationally. You are our ambassadors. You are the ambassadors of India. You are leaders in the field in which you are working. And I have no doubt in my mind that your presence in your chosen field will help further develop brand IIT, will help further take the India story to the rest of the world, will help you reach out to the rest of the world with bigger, better, greater ideas and hold the Indian flag high when you reflect the strong fundamentals, the strong training that each one of you has received in the IITs in India. In fact, it's a matter of pride for all of us Indians that every student, every alumni, the faculty, the teachers of IIT are motivated by the motto of Yoga Karmeshu Kausalam. In fact, you have brought true karma, the true essence of Karma Yogi, a person who serves. And when you join action, karma, with kaushal, skill, your actions are skillful. When you're serving with your skills, you truly are making each and every Indian proud with your work and with the huge contribution that you are doing for global growth, global development. I compliment each one of the IITians working in India, working in any part of the world for your contribution to India's tomorrow, India's future, and the world's future. Global harmony has never been as important as it is today. The world is facing an unprecedented crisis. The pandemic is something that nobody had ever visualized. Of course, I don't know how the movie Contagion it was, how they cracked the code, how they could visualize 9 years ago exactly what is going to happen in 2020. That's a mystery that maybe some IITian only can solve. Certainly a chartered accountant can't solve that mystery. I will leave it for your scientific judgment and your inquisitive mind to crack the code on that one. But clearly, we are all faced with a huge crisis. It was almost an existential crisis. But I'm glad that the entire world is working in harmony, is working in partnership, is working together to find solutions, whether it is the vaccine or a cure, is working together to find better and better ways to deal with the pandemic. And I'm sure when we are looking at a sustainable world order in the future, peace, harmony, and good health are actually prerequisites to global growth, to global well-being, to the well-being of the people of the world. And no society can develop. Mankind cannot develop unless we can ensure we can ensure harmony across the world, and we can ensure good health and happiness across the world. Henry Kissinger had once said, and I quote, "No foreign policy, no matter how ingenious, has any chance of success if it is born in the minds of a few and carried in the hearts of none." And engagements such as your global summit about the future, or saying that the future is now, is reflective of your effort to have a global outreach, reach out to more and more people, ensure that the ideas that will germinate in your mind will be accepted by more and more people internationally, and will probably form the fulcrum around which we can develop a better future for the people of the world. After all, we all have common aspirations. We are all working for the betterment of mankind. We all have that conviction that we have to take care of the means and not only bother about the end. We are all looking at a conversation. That is what we are having today, to resolve conflicts, to build a better global order. We are all coordinating with each other, with our existing partners, with future partners for a better tomorrow. We believe that cooperation will help us succeed in the future. Therefore, these 5 C's, common aspirations, conviction, conversations, coordination, and cooperation will be the road to global harmony, to global happiness. Under the very, very strong and visionary leadership of Prime Minister Modi, India's emphasis has been to develop better diplomatic and foreign relations with countries across the world, which is evident from the growing global stature that India has found for itself, India has earned for itself in the last few years of our global outreach. Today, when we negotiate with countries across the world, when we talk to countries across the world, we are treated as an equal. We are treated with respect. We are treated with honor. And while Prime Minister Modi's efforts in this direction have certainly had a huge impact, I can share with you that he believes that he is only a symbol of the power of 1.3 billion Indians. He is symbolic of the power of each one of you IITians who are positioned across the world, in America and other parts of the world, and are holding the Indian story high, who are showing to the world the power that each Indian has, the capabilities and the contribution that each IITian is providing for global growth, global harmony, global progress. And today, India is treated as a trusted partner, thanks to the trust that each one of you has helped create for India and Indians, and the trust that the world has in the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. After all, after many years, we now have an International Yoga Day. After years and years of effort, today when an Indian goes with an Indian passport, he's treated with respect and not derided, not looked down upon. I believe now is the time for us for a greater outreach, both diplomatically and through the outreach that friends like you are working on, the IIT alumni, the IITians are working on, to help further cement India's bonds with other parts of the world, as well as ensure that we find our rightful place in the Committee of Nations. Very clearly, Atmanirbhar Bharat, a self-reliant India, is reflective of the growing conviction in India that we can contribute to the rest of the world. We can be a global supplier. We will have a greater role to play in global trade in the years to come. And we will be a part of the new normal. We will be germinating new aspirations in the people of India. We'll be forging new partnerships with other parts of the world. And this strong new India that is emerging today has an important role to play. When the world is looking for global sustainable solutions to adjust to this new normal, our IITians are rising to the occasion, are rising to that challenge, coming up with new solutions, coming up with innovative ideas. And I'm sure each one of you will provide to the world these new solutions, these ideas, which will help us prepare the world, prepare the globe for a better tomorrow. In fact, when we talk of cost-effective and innovative solutions, I cannot help but talk about IIT Kanpur, which has developed a very low-cost ventilator. Somebody seems to be from IIT Kanpur. I can see that.
No, IIT Delhi.
IIT Delhi.
My brother is from IIT Kanpur.
No, IIT Kanpur.
IIT Delhi, since you're talking about it, built a COVID test kit which costs only 500 rupees.
Yes.
IIT Guwahati had a startup which developed drones for spraying disinfectant in public spaces to prevent the coronavirus. IIT Mumbai, I'm not an IITian, but I come from Mumbai, developed a digital stethoscope which can listen to the heartbeats from a distance and record them, thereby minimizing the risk for our frontline healthcare professionals. The collective force of IIT has huge potential, and each one of you, I'm sure, will come up with greater and greater ideas. We'll see many more startups, unicorns coming out from the IIT stable, from the stable of our IIT alumni. And as Prime Minister Modi says, the collective force of Pan-IIT movement can aid the momentum to our dreams of becoming an Atmanirbhar or self-reliant India. A lot, ladies and gentlemen, rests on your very, very broad shoulders.
Thank you.
And we trust each one of you will contribute to our vision of a self-reliant India. A self-reliant India is not an India which is closing its doors to global engagement. When we talk of Atmanirbhar Bharat, we are talking of opening our doors wider. We are talking of a greater role for India, Indians, and Indian businesses in global engagement. We are looking at expanding our contribution to global trade. We are looking at our scientists coming up with innovative solutions to the problems of the world. We are looking at our technology providers, our IT experts, our scientists, our engineers, our doctors, our healthcare professionals, our nurses, our chartered accountants, if I may venture to add, our finance and management professionals, all of them contributing to the world. We are looking at our handicrafts and our MSMEs, our khadi and village industries having a greater contribution both in India and in world trade. We are looking at our agriculturists and their produce reaching different parts of the world. We are looking at our fisheries providing marine products, aquaculture. We are looking at the blue economy of India playing a bigger role in global trade. Apologies. Atmanirbhar Bharat is about bringing scale to India, is about bringing quality to India, is about bringing skill to India, is about bringing our products to international standards so that the Make in India brand, the brand India, gets the same respect both in India and in the world that possibly a designer product from France may have, or a Swiss clock may have, or a German precision machine may have. When you talk of a Swiss watch, you talk accuracy. When you talk of a precision German machine, you know it will meet very exacting standards that the world demands today. India needs to be recognized as such. The India of today will serve the world of tomorrow with that brand which will reflect quality, which will reflect assurance, which will be a commitment that 1.3 billion people will give to the world. That when you talk to India, you are talking quality, you're talking world-class standards, world-class products, world-class services. In fact, our service sector has really demonstrated to the world during the pandemic and at the peak of the pandemic, when we had one of the world's strictest lockdowns in India, that we mean business. Our services sector was 100% or near 100% in operation all through the lockdown, serving world corporations, whoever has their back office here, whoever is dependent on any part of their cycle, their production chains in India was not let down. Commerce Ministry, the Finance Ministry, the Industry Ministry, the railways, the highway authorities, everybody was working 24/7, along with the states, to ensure that our services sector, our essential export sector, continues to serve and meet their global commitments. And that has helped us build trust across the world. No corporation who was working out of their back offices or any part of their global chains which were dependent on India had to suffer because of the lockdown. And I believe this is the time for each one of you to leverage this performance, to leverage this achievement, to leverage this commitment and this trust that together you and we have helped earn across the 7 seas. And I believe that you have all helped us achieve this success. I believe that you have all helped us showcase our performance globally, and you will continue to provide us with your ideas for global development, global growth, global harmony. The post-COVID order is one of relearning, rethinking, and renovation of whatever was happening in the past. We'll have to reinvent our future. And almost every field will be looking at renewals, reinventing the future, as they say. We in India are ready to take on that challenge, ready with the passion and ready to work fast with speed. We're ready to be innovative in our approach. We are ready to reform. In our reform, we are ready to perform. We are ready to transform the way things are done in India. And we seek your support, we seek your guidance, we seek your partnership to help us change the destiny of the people of India and contribute to a better future to every child born in India. Next generation has to believe in the India story. And you all, ladies and gentlemen, can help us create that India story, ensure that we leave behind a better world than the one that we had inherited. I believe the alumni of each of these IITs, many of you who have done so well in your life, in different walks of life, have a great role to play in the growth and future of India, in the growth and betterment of your IITs also. And I'm sure in this new order, where more and more things are getting virtual, where more and more things are becoming transformational, the past is undergoing a change. You will come up with better ideas, possibly, and I say this with great sincerity, we should see each IITian, and by now we would have probably a few 100,000 IITians over the last probably 50, 60 years. I would think each IITian should take a pledge to commit maybe one day in a week, one day in a fortnight, one day in a month at least, but that would be, I think, too little, to serve and contribute to the learning of our next generation. In this virtual world, in this digital world, wherever you are, you can contribute to India's youth, develop better youth of tomorrow for us. Train them through VCs, train them through digital learnings. Give your time to share your experiences, your knowledge. Help groom our children of tomorrow. And if the IITians take it upon themselves, and we have provided for this in the new education policy, we have provided for your contribution, we have provided for new age ways for that outreach of education to improve. And I would urge each one of you to think how these ideas can be expanded globally and how this global engagement can help prepare the children of India, prepare the children of tomorrow. Imagine your one day in a week can help us prepare millions of good citizens, qualified young boys and girls to serve the nation and the world. Think about it, my friends. In this transformational journey, you have a big role to play. And I invite you to participate as we prepare India and 1.3 billion Indians for a brighter future. You say the future is now. Let us now take a pledge to craft that future, to create that future, to sculpt that future that you desire to see in the world. Just like you care for your children, care for the children who may not have got an opportunity to go to America or get all the benefits of being in the global stage. Please give them your best, contribute to the making of India, contribute to the children of India, and I'm sure you will bring in a revolution of sorts in India. Help them learn, help them unlearn. Maybe you can help also remove some of the wrong notions, some of the mistaken thoughts that have come into society. You can help us in various ways to spread the spirit of inquiry in the children, right down to the children in the villages. I would appeal to you, and I can assure you that the children of India are very adaptive. They are very cooperative. They are willing to engage with you. And I think the time is now ripe to look at innovative solutions to improve the quality of education, the quality of healthcare, to make life better in our villages. As the Honorable former President, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam had also suggested, we will have to take development to our villages. We'll have to go local, bringing the globe to our local communities. I appeal to each one of you, let's innovate and implement transformative ideas and make that the mantra to prepare India for the world of tomorrow. We have very high benchmarks for India as we move into the 21st century. India will soon celebrate 75 years of independence. We have huge aspirations that we have to meet of the people of India. We have to collaborate with each other and ensure a brighter future for each and every one of our brothers and sisters. I'm sure our IITians will not let us down and will play a very, very important role in bringing a better future to every child, every youth, every citizen in India. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me this opportunity. It's been a delight to participate in this IIT 2020 summit. My prayers are with all of you, with your families, with your near and dear ones. We all pray for your well-being, for your good health, and for a very, very bright and prosperous future to each and every one of you. I'm sure you celebrated Diwali and the New Year with great gusto. You're going in to celebrate Christmas and the New Year in the days to come. My best wishes with you, for you and your family. Merry Christmas. Have a happy New Year. And may the next year bring happy tidings to all of you and your families. God bless. Namaskar.
Very well said, sir. Thank you.
Sir. So, Honorable Minister, sir, let me thank you first of all. And first of all, I would like to say personally thanks to your brother, our IIT alumni, Pradeep Goyal, to allow us to get in touch with you. Thank you to him. So the way you spoke, sir, from your heart, the way you were addressing it, it looks like you are one of us. And the way you have laid the path, how we all can work together, that is amazing. So I have one question for you, but I will let Sandy to go first. Sandy Srinivasan, PanIIT USA president, and then the panel will ask one question each based on the time we have. Sandy, please go ahead.
So Piyush Goyal ji, first of all, namaskar. It was a phenomenal, powerful starting message. One of the things that we are all about is for the younger generation. So I was very enthused when you said, contribute to that younger generation. So aapki taur se, from you, a message to the thousands of students that are listening to you right now. It's a question and a request.
To the students, believe in yourself, believe in the country, believe in the power of the knowledge that you are getting in IIT. It is absolutely unparalleled education that IIT gives. And I'm sure the students of the IITs, or even beyond that, every student in India is working for a brighter future for himself or herself, their families, and for the country and the world. For all the IIT alumni, you have a great opportunity in this new age of virtual engagements and the growth of digital technologies and the growth and outreach that we are working to take to every village in the country. The Prime Minister on 15th August has announced that in 1,000 days, every village in India will have internet broadband connectivity. I think the IITians from across the world can help us contribute to taking knowledge to every remote part of India. And I appeal to all of you, give some part of your life back to your motherland.
Oh, really, that's wonderful, sir. In fact, the assurance that I want to give to you is that even though you've been so kind to reference IIT many times, from the heart, all our affiliation is with India first and IIT second. So I want to give you that assurance too.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you very much. I would like to request Sanjiv, conference chair, to have a quick question because we have only 2.5 minutes left. So if you have a quick question for Honorable Minister, sir.
So first of all, thank you very much, Honorable Minister Piyush Goyal. We share the same last name, which is a coincidence. Mm-hmm. So I have not a question. I just have two correction. I want to add to what you said. One is we are 50,000 of us are in America and we are Make in India. So we are the brand of India. So please don't say that we are not here. We are here. We represent India. Second is, you're absolutely right. Only through entrepreneurship, we can change this world. I am already working under the guidance of our president, Mr. Sundi, and my partner in crime, Witty. We are launching a new plan where we are going to educate 10,000 entrepreneurs in next 5 years. And that's how we'll change the world. Globally, we will work here and in India. And we are on it. We just need your support. That's all.
Completely committing my support to you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And appealing to all the other IITians, pick up your area or your whatever you choose. Somebody may want to do what Mr. Goyal is doing in terms of training entrepreneurs. Somebody may just want to address a village school. So Witty can probably address a school in Punjab, if in a little bit of Punjabi and Hindi and English, and encourage them to look at the world in a different way. Mr. Sundaram can actually reach out to his hometown and talk to municipal children there. Give them some flavor of what the future holds for them. Mr. Gupta, Ron can possibly talk to IITians here and help them look at opportunities that the world has to offer. But I must also add that I do hope we don't land up in a situation that all of you, and I know you are contributing in a big way to India, all of you get all the knowledge and education in IITs, go to Indian schools, IITs, get some wonderful education, but then not come back and give back to our own country also a little bit.
Yeah.
I think every IITian should bear in mind that you are where you are because of your motherland, because of that education you must have got in your school, college, IIT. Some of you may be from IIMs or other management schools. Please keep your motherland somewhere in your plans.
Sure.
And ensure, and you're all very, very wise people, that you balance out what you got from the country and try to give back to the country so that the scales are even.
Thank you. And I'll ask that due to shortage of time, I'll request Ron Gupta. He's our program chair. He's the guy who has designed the whole conference. Ron, if you have one quick question for Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Witty, and thank you, Minister Ji. Witty, because of the schedule, we do have actually a couple of minutes.
Okay,
and
thank you.
first thing I'd like to say to the Minister Goyal, the first line you started with is the line we recited every day in IIT Kharagpur. And that line is from Gita, chapter 2, verse 50, Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. That excellence in work is your objective, is your yoga. And that's imprinted on the walls of IIT Kharagpur. So thank you very much for starting with that. And a couple of other things you mentioned, which are very important, are made as India. And I think the former Prime Minister of Australia is also going to refer to that briefly. And your message of one day in a week. Many people are giving more than one day in a week, but one day is just a very, very small thing to ask. So thank you again very much. And Witty, if you have anything to add at the end of this, then I will introduce the next speaker.
So
thank you very much, Ron, and I'm grateful to you.
Thank you.
Sir.
So on behalf of IIT 2020 conference team, all the volunteers, 200 plus volunteers, everybody around the globe, we will like to thank Honorable Minister for sharing your journey with us, your ideas, your risk-taking strategies, and which will help all of us to define the future, redefine the future. And again, once again, sir, thank you very much. And I just want to know that we are there to serve your ministry, whether it is railways, industry, commerce. You are the trendsetter in the power industry. You are the trendsetter in the railway industry. So let us know how we can engage with your vision, how we can help to trendset the whole thing. So thank you once again.
Thank you. Namaskar.